Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here. And welcome back to another crypto video. Guys, I want you all to press that like button and comment down in the comment section down below if you are excited about XRP right now. I know I've asked this to you guys a couple of times already. But for right now, I really am wondering if you are excited about XRP right now. A lot of people say they know that it's going to be doing good in the future or they're holding, yada, yada. But are you, is it making you happy just thinking about it? I don't know. Maybe I have an unhealthy obsession with the crypto. That can definitely be true, but I don't think I'm alone on that regard. I always get kind of excited when I see some positive news or some interesting news on XRP. And I think a lot of you guys are with me on that one. But I also have some miscellaneous crypto news here, which I think is also interesting to cover, so enjoy that stuff too. First of all, the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, has said that crypto, or actually anything that is not the United States dollar, could potentially be a disaster waiting to happen. He said, "I don't like the Bitcoin and whatever crypto. I like the currency of the United States, and I think all the others are potentially a disaster waiting to happen." He's talking about crypto, not really everything else, but you guys get the picture. "I feel that crypto hurts the US currency. I think we should strengthen. We should be invested in our currency, not in crypto," he further exclaimed. Cryptocurrencies, may be fake. Who knows what they are? And no, he's not really been a big fan. But I guess it's a little bit better than his earlier statements of it being a scam. But then again, guys, this is the ex-president of the United States. It's not crazy that this man loves his dollar. And once more, guys, Donald Trump has a lot of businesses in the United States. And of course, I understand from his perspective that if the dollar were to be gone, yeah, it wouldn't be too nice for him, I guess, right? Even though the Donald Trump hotels, I guess, would still thrive even with crypto adoption. But, all right, let's just keep that story for the sidelines. One interesting thing, guys. The Central Bank of Nigeria partners with fintech firm to execute its CBDC rollout. That to me was really interesting. I thought for a second it might just be Ripple straight at the bat. I haven't really seen too much about that one just quite yet. However, the reason I'm saying that is because about 2 days ago, Crypto Aries shared that Nigeria could be one of the first new corridors to get XRP to work with, basically. Now, we all know that Nigeria is quite adoptive of crypto anyway. And so BitInc, I have never heard that company before, but it's a pretty nice little name right there. BitInc is going to be working with them to develop all this. I do wonder if Ripple has also been acknowledged or used or anything like that in the background, specifically because if Ripple is right now setting up a corridor over in that area, and right now they're really advancing on the CBDC realm, plus they're using a fintech company to facilitate it or help out with that, you do wonder if they're not, considering Ripple or haven't really talked to them or anything like that. At least I was thinking about that. This article is the same as we talked about earlier. Now let's move over into some XRP stuff. In terms of price, I don't really have anything too interesting to tell you, except for the fact that we had a fake out a little bit happening. So on my own personal little agenda here, I would say we didn't actually get a confirmation. So I would personally not really go and buy into the big pump that we were seeing. Let's actually check it out on a 4-hour chart to see if I would actually buy into it on that perspective. I don't think so. Yeah, so sometimes, okay, this depends a little bit, guys. It depends on exactly how you're drawing the triangle right here. Sometimes I can understand why people would buy this, right? Then again, let me tell you one thing. This is a breakout with a confirming candle on the 4-hour, not the daily. And on the short term, this is definitely something which you might take. However, there's two key takeaways here. One is you always got to be a little bit careful with where a previous fake out like this just happened, and because this happened in a time of euphoria potentially, because people are buying the rumor, selling the news. In those cases, a fake out like this, a breakout like this is a little bit more scary, and also from the perspective that this first candle had almost no upper wick, and the second one had a huge upper wick. You already know that, afterwards, a candle like this, it's pretty difficult, at least in my opinion, to go ahead and buy. The same thing goes for candles like this one right here on the XP to USD on the 50-minute. After a candle like this, I would probably not actually consider that a good confirmation. I probably wouldn't really go buy into it. If, however, it had been like we are seeing, for example, these two following up each other, these two, I would have most likely done it. But in this specific case here, I really wasn't feeling it. I guess it also has to do with the reason as to how it all came along, and with the fact that you have to be careful because another fake out just happened prior to it. and right now it is showing as if it's another fake out, then again, guys, understand that it could be that the momentum is going to be respected and that this buy right now could still be a good idea. Because once more, it is a breakout. It did get a confirmation, even though it didn't happen on the daily. That does not mean it's not even going to happen from this point forward. Because right now it broke out. It is still trading above there. And as long as it doesn't close below $1.17, it will be above there. It could be that tomorrow we're going to get ourselves another green candle and thus confirmation. So I'm not going to completely exclude it. I'm just saying I haven't really gotten any crazy trade into it just quite yet. Then again, I'm also not sure if we should or not. On a 1 hour perspective, we also should have actually bought into it. We could have not really made too much profit if we actually did as of yet, though. So I'm going to say let us see. A lot of different time frames right now is just going downwards. Even on the shorter term here, you can see, right? We're just making lower lows right now as time goes on. And then again, I'm not really too worried about that for the longer term anyway. It's all the short-term worry that people have. One thing we didn't get to talk about earlier was that Ripple filed for a motion to extend some time. They basically just wanted some extra time to respond to the issue at hand, which is about the motion to compel Ripple's audio and video recordings. They just want an entire week right now to respond to that little document. Not too crazy, though, if you were to ask me. Judge Netburn will order an in-camera review of the SEC documents sought by Ripple. She orders the documents with a public letter brief without a lot of redactions from the SEC. Responses from the other sides and will rule on them. She adds that her ruling should indicate to the SEC whether other DPP assertions were or were not proper and that there may be other documents it should produce. Netburn and the parties agreed to an exchange of letter brief and responses by September 28th, well, September 14th first and then September 28th, and asks for minimal redactions from the SEC in the letter motion, and she will rule as quickly as possible. Now, that's the thing I didn't actually know too much about. I'm not sure if she said minimal redactions or many redactions, because I would say minimal redactions sounds more logical, but I really thought she said, a lot of redactions. Why am I saying that? Well, because when I was hearing it, I thought she said a lot of them. Then again, it's kind of contradictory to her message, which was if they do it minimally, it gets the, Ripple more room to respond. So I'm not exactly too sure if he heard it wrong, but maybe he's already gotten this transcript of it all. I'm not sure about that too. Then again, guys, I'm not really too worried for it right now because I do think that the judge is siding more on Ripple on this end. Now, Brett Garland has actually posted a couple of cool things. This, he says, referring to, this has been clear from the start. The SEC's lawsuit isn't just about Ripple. It's about what impossible standards of fair notice and due process through regulation by enforcement can do to crypto innovation. Quote, anyone could be next without warning, end quote. At least one learning I'll take from this experience, never bet against the tenacity and thoroughness of Twitter sleuths. Gonna give him a like, my friend. I'm not sure if he is giving the digital asset investor here a big thumb up. Not exactly sure if that's his purpose right there. It is interesting though, because these guys on Twitter are freaking amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, one fun thing or interesting thing I saw was Rosalind Clayton, whom Brett Garland has referred to right here. The crypto uprising the SEC didn't see coming via Forbes. This has to do with the fact that all these guys like Frank, for example, are coming up and explaining their side of things, and they're fighting everything through, the SEC basically's wrongdoing, or let me say how I best can review that. The SEC's uncertainty themselves about the status of Ether, for example, and whether or not they gave clarity to the markets and what their thought process was and whatnot. I think, to be honest with you, that the judge even talked about this objectiveness because of a lot of these discussions that are being handled right now. Because if it were to be subjective, the SEC's or Ripple's state of mind matters a lot more than if it were to be objective. Because if it's objective, it's about what is in the rules, not what were you thinking. And officially, guys, Ripple, if this subjectiveness was a key, right, then it basically meant if Ripple thought they were doing something wrong and they're doing that, it's boom, it's wrong. The objectiveness part would say if Ripple thought they were doing something wrong but they're doing something right, or the other way around, they thought they were doing something right but they're doing something wrong, well, it's about what it says objectively. So whatever they thought doesn't matter. It's about what the law says. And the subjective part is basically what Ripple's mind was, or the SEC's mind was for that matter. It's a really important question at hand, but it might also have been a little bit of a stretch from the fact that right now one of the bigger questions at hand is whether or not this objectiveness really all matters, and whether or not the SEC state of mind, for example, matters in this entire case, because the SEC state of mind is really different from the entire smaller parts, like, for example, William Hinman, Jay Clayton, Gary Gensler's, all those pieces of state of mind, yet they basically act in a way that is always in the SEC's interest, sort of, because they always have to, file a letter to the SEC first to make sure they approve your letter, if you want to give a speech like that. And they always talk out their own name, yet the market perceives it like it's clarity from within the SEC, which is a difficult thing. Then again, did the SEC know that or did they not? And does it matter? Those are all questions that I think can pop up eventually. But the judge will keep setting standards, I think, with objectiveness or subjectiveness and what both sides think about that. It's quite difficult, though, because, there's a big debate about what exactly is allowed and what they should do. I mean, from a certain perspective, the SEC gives no clarity, and that's bad. Then again, if they give no clarity and people take it as clarity, then who's wrong, right? It's such a difficult battle. It's a long one anyway. Now, this article is again about the fact that the SEC, I don't think, saw coming that XRP committee was just this great. Frank also says that I love to read your article, but you didn't actually include my fact that the SEC sent me an email 2 months prior that there really wasn't any determination made on XRP. Too bad she didn't include that. I guess maybe she didn't know about it. Not exactly sure about that part. Yet again, the XRP community is really freaking big, man. And John Dean putting up a lot of work with this motion to intervene as well. I don't think the SEC actually prepared at all for this much of a backlash and for this many researchers with no life to go and look through everything. For example, here they're referred to, I think, Digital Asset Investor. The XP Army has recently started unearthing video evidence of regulatory misconduct. Oh no, they're actually referring to the XP Army crypto channel, I think, actually. Quickly check it out. What video she's referring to. Might have been, it is Digital Asset Investor who's being mentioned right here. Yeah, because he's been doing some crazy digging. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been rather interesting. At least I find it. So that is peculiar and kind of cool, I guess. Now, in terms of whales, by the way, guys, I don't want to spend too much time on this one. There haven't really been any too crazy of whales. The most interesting one was about 96 million XRP that was transferred from unknown to unknown. And the problem there is, as I said before, it is unknown, so we don't know exactly why it was done for. A lot of smaller transfers are being conducted as well. But still, guys, nothing too significant, nothing too crazy. If something happens, though, don't worry, I will tell you. Then Mr. Will just said, Ripple just filed a motion to expose XP holdings of SEC employees to see if there was any conflicts of interest. Imagine if it was found they were trading it behind the scenes. We know that the former SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, I think, played a role with Bitcoin and Ethereum, so you never know. Fun fact, I would actually not be amazed if some SEC members held XRP. Then again, if you think about it, Jay Clayton kind of hated XRP because he sued them, so I would say he stayed away kind of far from it. And then again, wouldn't he have also tried to come to the same conclusion with his fund, One River Asset Management, about XRP, to go trade it and own it, basically, rather than basically being so against XRP. So I'm not exactly sure how that ties into his entire plans anyway. I really, still one of the most questionable parts of this entire lawsuit is, why did Jay Clayton leave the next day? Why did he leave the SEC? And what exactly is his connection to Bitcoin and Ether and all that? So, by the way, like Brett Garlinghouse is just saying, a lot of things can come to light here in the sense that it could be any crypto company that could be sued next. Another point is actually that this might literally be the unearthing of the SEC corruption inside. And I don't like to talk that out loud because, of course, if you're talking about corruption, you got to kind of be able to back it up, and I'm not able to back it up. Then again, there's right now an investigation going on onto the SEC. That's not for nothing, all right? Because those guys are smelling something fishy too. And there could definitely have been some conflicts of interest, specifically if you start to think about the fact that whether or not clarity was given is a key concept here, and the SEC seems to not know exactly themselves whether or not they gave the clarity. Since half of the SEC members thought they did, yet the person who gave the speech himself thought he didn't. Well, the public thought they did, and the foundations in which they talked to might have also thought that, and that's a key question, because if those guys made money off of it, yeah, those things should be investigated, and I think they're being investigated right now. Then experts believe Bitcoin will form a double bubble before prices retrace. This type of stuff I always like to ignore, man. This is just, people always have these types of things. I believe from some perspective in plan B and the fact that things will just go on as time moves on anyway. He said Bitcoin stock to flow model predicts 100K by Christmas, time model, diminishing returns, lengthening cycles. He always changes the stock to flow model, I guess, right? Or what? Because at first I think it was 140K by Christmas. 30K next month will be K or key. There we go. Note that the color overlay is on-chain signal, not timed to halving, indicating we are between bottom blue and top red, in line with the stock to flow. Okay, so the bottom just was there, I guess the middle of 2020, right? And the top is going to be, I guess, throughout the end of somewhere middle next year or something like that. Okay. Let's see what else I had, because I try to do a lot of stuff here in this video. Cardano, why it is hard to overlook these warning signs. One's more funny, stupid. Warning signs, crypto has all warning signs all written on top of it. Doesn't mean you can't try. I always try. We always succeed. And Crypto Bull posted, XP 3-day chart broke out of a months-long structure and has been consolidating on the top of it. I think we're about to take off. It was 8 hours ago. We haven't really taken off ever since. I guess all I can say about that is let us see how this is going to continue on. On a one-day perspective, we just closed that 2 minutes ago in the green, bullish. On a 50-minute perspective, you can see we're not really doing too nicely. On a 4-hour perspective, which is also just closed, yeah, we broke out with the confirmation, but right now have a second downward sloping candle. I guess we're going to just retest this line first. And again, I'm not really feeling the bullishness too much. Then again, it might still happen from here. Maybe we got some beautiful closes and whatnot. Let us see, all right? It looks to me like a false breakout, but I guess we will only know in hindsight. Guys, check out Bybit if you want to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you press the like button on this video. I don't know what else to say. Thank you all for watching.